What if the struggles you face right now are not obstacles, but divine signals guiding you toward your true purpose? In this eye-opening teaching, uncovers hidden spiritual truths that have the power to awaken your soul, shift your mindset, and permanently change how you see life, faith, and destiny. Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you? Like no matter how hard you try, circumstances, setbacks, and struggles keep pulling you off course? What if all of this isn't random? What if there are deeper, spiritual laws at work? Laws so powerful that understanding them can completely change the way you experience life. The first truth to grasp is that hidden spiritual laws quietly shape your everyday existence. These laws are not always obvious. You don't see them posted anywhere, and they don't operate on the rules of the material world. They are the silent architects of your experiences. They dictate how energy flows around you, how your intentions manifest, and how the universe responds to your choices. Consider this: every thought, every word, every action carries energy. This energy does not vanish, it interacts with the universe. Some of it comes back to you immediately. Some manifests later, and some may seem delayed, but nothing is lost. These laws are impartial, they do not judge, they simply respond. This is why sometimes life seems unfair, why good people face hardships, and why people who act recklessly may seem to get away with everything. The unseen law is always at work, it's just operating in a way we don't always understand. When we become aware of these spiritual laws, we begin to see that the world is far more interconnected than we imagine. Our thoughts influence our environment. Our intentions affect outcomes. Our feelings shape interactions. And most importantly, our level of awareness determines how much of life's hidden guidance we can perceive. The second truth is even more profound: pain and challenges often carry divine messages. Every struggle, every obstacle, every disappointment is not necessarily a punishment or a sign of failure. Often, it is a signal, a nudge from the universe or the divine, to draw your attention to something that needs healing, adjustment, or awareness. Think about moments in your life when something felt unbearable. Perhaps a relationship ended unexpectedly, a career opportunity was lost, or a personal dream seemed to slip through your fingers. Initially, it may have felt like a cruel twist of fate. Yet, in hindsight, many of these experiences are precisely what shaped you, strengthened you, or redirected you toward a path that served your higher purpose. Pain is a teacher. It's a messenger that forces you to pause, reflect, and realign. Without discomfort, complacency reigns, and we risk walking through life asleep to its deeper lessons. Each challenge, no matter how small or large, carries a lesson encoded within it, an invitation to expand your consciousness, refine your character, and awaken to the truth that life is guiding you toward your growth. Here's an important insight: the universe does not communicate in words, it communicates in experiences. If you are always looking for a logical explanation or waiting for something tangible, you may miss the subtle signals that are constantly surrounding you. The timing of events, the people who cross your path, the unexpected twists in your journey, they are all part of a sacred dialogue between you and the greater intelligence of life. The first step in embracing these hidden laws and messages is awareness. Awareness is the light that illuminates what is often invisible. When you start to notice patterns, synchronicities, and repeated lessons in your life, you are tuning into a frequency of understanding that most people overlook. Awareness allows you to see beyond the surface and recognize that your life is not a series of random events, but a meticulously woven tapestry of cause and effect, intention, and spiritual guidance. Next comes interpretation. Challenges are only messages if you take the time to interpret them. Reflect deeply on what each obstacle might be teaching you. Ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this? How can this situation help me grow? What truth am I avoiding that this challenge is bringing to light? By framing struggles as opportunities for insight rather than burdens to bear, you shift from a mindset of victimhood to a mindset of empowerment. Then comes action. Understanding these hidden laws and messages is not enough. Transformation requires conscious action. When life challenges you, respond with intention. Choose to act with integrity, compassion, and courage. Take steps toward alignment with the lessons presented. This may mean changing habits, seeking forgiveness, letting go of toxic relationships, or pursuing a higher calling. Each intentional action is like sending a message back to the universe that you are awake, aware, and ready to create your destiny. Consider how this perspective changes the meaning of suffering. Suffering is no longer meaningless. It becomes a catalyst for awakening. Setbacks are no longer obstacles. They are signposts pointing toward a more conscious way of living. When you understand that hidden spiritual laws govern life, and that every challenge carries a divine message, you begin to see every experience as purposeful. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is random. Imagine living each day with this awareness. You wake up knowing that the moments that feel heavy or confusing are not punishments, but opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. You approach relationships not as mere accidents, but as mirrors reflecting your inner state and offering lessons for emotional and spiritual development. You engage with the world not as a passive participant, but as an active co-creator with the universe. This awareness also fosters resilience. When life becomes difficult, instead of succumbing to despair or frustration, you pause and ask, "What is this trying to teach me? How can I respond with wisdom?" The mere act of asking this question shifts your energy. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones and opens doors that would otherwise remain hidden. Another key aspect is gratitude and trust. Hidden spiritual laws are always working for your highest good, even when you cannot see it. Trusting that there is a purpose behind challenges allows you to cultivate patience and gratitude. Even the most painful experiences, when seen through the lens of spiritual understanding, contain gifts of insight, strength, clarity, and eventual joy. By consciously observing these laws and embracing the lessons of challenges, you start to live in harmony with the rhythm of life. You begin to act less out of fear or reaction, and more from a place of alignment, intention, and spiritual awareness. Life stops feeling like a series of random setbacks and becomes an orchestrated journey designed to awaken your highest potential. In the end, recognizing these two truths, the hidden spiritual laws and the divine messages in challenges, is nothing short of transformative. You no longer see yourself as a passive observer of life. Instead, you step into the role of a conscious participant, aware of the sacred patterns at play and attuned to the lessons that life presents. Every thought, every action, every challenge, every blessing becomes part of a larger, meaningful story that you are co-writing with the universe. So the next time life throws you a curveball, pause, reflect, ask the deeper questions. Look for the hidden guidance and trust that even in confusion, there is purpose. When you understand and live by these truths, your perspective changes, your energy shifts, and your life begins to align with a higher, more fulfilling reality, one where challenges are no longer feared, but embraced as invitations to growth, awareness, and transformation. Have you ever poured your heart out in prayer, asked for guidance, sought help, or wished for something deeply meaningful, and felt as if nothing happened? You may have whispered, "Why isn't anyone listening?" Or, "Why am I not getting what I need?" This experience is more common than we realize, yet it holds profound spiritual insight. The first truth to understand is that prayers are never truly unanswered. They are always heard by the universe, by life itself, or by the divine intelligence that governs existence. However, the response often doesn't come in the way we expect, and this is where many people become frustrated. We tend to measure the answer by the speed or shape of the response, and when it doesn't match our expectations, we assume it hasn't been heard. Unanswered prayers often carry a deeper lesson. They challenge us to examine what we are really asking for. Are our requests aligned with our true purpose? Do they serve our highest good, or are they rooted in fear, attachment, or immediate desire. The universe is always responding, but sometimes the answer is, not yet, not this way, or there is something better in store. Consider the nature of growth. A seed does not sprout overnight. It requires the right conditions, patience, and nurturing before it emerges from the soil. Likewise, blessings take time to materialize. Our prayers often set into motion forces and energies that must align perfectly before they become visible in our lives. What appears as silence is often a process of preparation, refinement, or protection, ensuring that what comes to you is not only what you desire, but also what is truly meant for your growth and fulfillment. Another layer to this truth is inner alignment. Many prayers feel unanswered because there is a disconnect between our external requests and our internal state. We may ask for peace, love, or abundance while harboring doubt, resentment, or fear. The energy of our inner world directly affects how blessings manifest. To truly receive, we must cultivate clarity, faith, and readiness to accept what we seek. This is why spiritual practices, meditation, reflection, gratitude are so essential. They prepare the vessel for the blessings that are already flowing toward us. The feeling of unanswered prayer is also a call to action. Sometimes, the universe doesn't intervene directly because it is waiting for us to step forward. There is a sacred partnership between human effort and divine guidance. The universe responds to our intentions and actions. When we combine prayer with conscious, aligned effort, the doors of opportunity open more readily, and what once seemed elusive becomes tangible. Understanding why prayers seem unanswered can transform despair into patience, frustration into trust, and confusion into clarity. Every pause, delay, or obstacle is not rejection, it is guidance. It teaches timing, discernment, and the art of surrender. When we learn to surrender intelligently, not giving up but trusting the unseen process, we align ourselves with a flow of blessings that surpasses our limited understanding. This naturally leads us to the next profound truth: awareness unlocks blessings already meant for you. Life constantly surrounds us with opportunities, guidance, and gifts, but these are often overlooked because we are not fully present. Awareness is like a key. Without it, many blessings pass by unnoticed, even though they are already part of your reality. Awareness begins with presence. When you live on autopilot, distracted by worry, doubt, or past regrets, you miss the subtle signals that life offers. Synchronicities, encounters, intuitions, and moments of insight are all forms of blessings, yet they are invisible to those who are not paying attention. Being present allows you to see and seize these opportunities, turning potential into reality. Moreover, awareness is deeply tied to gratitude. When you consciously notice the good in your life, however small, it creates an energy that attracts more of it. Acknowledging the blessings that already exist is a magnet for further abundance. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the acknowledgement of the energetic law that what you focus on expands. Awareness amplifies your receptivity to the gifts that are already flowing your way. Another dimension of awareness is clarity of intention. Knowing what you truly desire, rather than what you superficially want, helps align your inner state with the universe. Many blessings remain hidden because we send mixed signals, asking for one thing while clinging to doubt or resistance. Awareness allows us to refine our intentions, making our prayers and actions resonate with the frequency of what is meant to come into our lives. Life's blessings are often disguised. They may not arrive wrapped in the package we expect, and they may require courage, insight, or effort to recognize. Awareness sharpens perception, enabling you to see doors where others see walls, opportunities where others see obstacles, and solutions where others see problems. By cultivating conscious presence, you awaken to a world of abundance that was always there, waiting for you to notice it. Consider the relationship between unanswered prayers and awareness. When we feel our prayers are ignored, it often signals that we are not fully aligned with what is possible. By becoming more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, we begin to recognize the subtle guidance, resources, and people that are already positioned to support us. We realize that what we were seeking externally may have already been within us, or in our environment, waiting for our attention. Transformation in life does not happen by accident. True change, the kind that reshapes your character, your circumstances, and your inner world, emerges from the profound connection between faith and action. Faith alone is not enough, action alone may be directionless. It is their combination, harmonized and intentional, that produces real results. Faith is often misunderstood. Many think of it as mere hope or wishful thinking. True faith, however, is far deeper. It is the unwavering trust in the unseen, the certainty that your intentions, aligned with universal laws, will bear fruit, even when immediate results are not visible. Faith is the quiet power that keeps you moving forward when circumstances seem uncertain. It is the inner compass guiding every choice, thought, and effort toward the realization of a higher purpose. Yet, faith without action can become idle. Belief alone cannot create change if it is not translated into effort, decisions, and steps that move you toward your goals. At the same time, action without faith can become frantic, inconsistent, or misguided. When you act without trust in the process or awareness of the larger forces at work, your efforts may scatter, leaving you frustrated or exhausted. The secret lies in synchronizing faith with action. Faith informs the quality of your actions, while action embodies your faith in practical, tangible ways. When you take steps with courage, intention, and clarity, you are co-creating with life itself. Every small, consistent effort aligned with your beliefs compounds over time, generating momentum that can bring about profound transformation in ways that are often unexpected. Consider the analogy of planting a tree. Faith is the understanding that the seed has the potential to grow. Action is the act of planting it, watering it, and tending to it. Without the belief that the seed can grow, one might never plant it. Without the effort of care and nurture, the seed will never reach its potential. Only when both faith and action exist together does life flourish. The interplay between faith and action also teaches patience. Transformation is rarely instant. It unfolds gradually, in layers, revealing deeper insights and shaping character along the way. Trusting the process while actively participating in it creates resilience. Challenges become opportunities, setbacks become lessons, and even failure serves as a guide to recalibrate and adjust your efforts. Now let's examine a barrier that many encounter on this path: spiritual blocks that keep you stuck and confused. These are subtle yet powerful patterns of thought, behavior, or emotional energy that prevent you from realizing your potential. Unlike external obstacles, spiritual blocks are often invisible, hidden within the mind, heart, or subconscious. They manifest as indecision, fear, self-doubt, procrastination, or repeated cycles of frustration. Spiritual blocks are usually formed over time, often rooted in past experiences, unresolved emotions, limiting beliefs, or unconscious habits. They are protective mechanisms that once served a purpose, such as shielding you from pain or disappointment, but now act as chains, restricting your growth. The first step in breaking these blocks is recognition. You cannot remove what you do not see. Awareness of patterns that hold you back is essential. Once recognized, these blocks can be examined. Ask yourself, what fear or belief is driving this behavior? What story am I telling myself that limits my possibilities? Where am I resisting change or clinging to old patterns? Honest introspection illuminates the root cause, which is crucial because transformation requires addressing the source, not just the symptoms. Another key method to break spiritual blocks is through conscious choice and action. Awareness alone is not sufficient. You must take intentional steps to realign your mind, emotions, and behaviors with your highest goals. This may include adopting new habits, letting go of toxic relationships, forgiving yourself or others, or embracing practices that cultivate clarity, courage, and discipline. Every conscious choice chips away at the chains of limitation. Faith plays a critical role here. Breaking blocks often requires courage and trust in the unseen process. You may not immediately see results or fully understand why certain changes are necessary. Faith allows you to step forward despite uncertainty, while action transforms potential into reality. The combination dissolves confusion and opens doors to opportunities that previously seemed unreachable. It is also important to recognize the lessons hidden within resistance. Blocks often appear in areas where growth is most needed. If you feel repeatedly frustrated or stuck in a certain area of life, it is a signal pointing you to a deeper truth, a skill to develop, or a change in perspective that will ultimately elevate your path. The very discomfort you experience is a compass directing you toward your next breakthrough. Breaking spiritual blocks requires consistency and patience. Transformation is a process, not an event. Small, deliberate actions taken every day accumulate energy that shifts your internal landscape. Meditation, reflection, journaling, and mindful action are practical tools to dissolve confusion and strengthen clarity. Over time, these practices rewire your mind, recalibrate your energy, and align your inner world with your outer reality. Equally important is self-compassion. Spiritual blocks often bring up feelings of frustration, guilt, or self-criticism. Approaching yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience accelerates the process of transformation. Accepting that growth is gradual and that setbacks are part of the journey reduces resistance and allows change to flow naturally. Another essential aspect is alignment with universal principles. Spiritual laws, cause and effect, energy exchange, intention, and focus govern how transformation unfolds. By aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with these principles, you naturally dissolve obstacles. Misalignment creates friction, while alignment generates flow, making it easier to move past blocks and step into higher levels of consciousness and achievement. Consider how faith, action, and the removal of spiritual blocks work together. Faith provides the vision, the inner knowing that change is possible. Action translates that vision into concrete steps that generate momentum. Awareness and active work on spiritual blocks ensure that nothing hidden inside sabotages the process. Together, they create a holistic system of personal and spiritual growth that leads to lasting transformation. Finally, transformation is not limited to external outcomes, it reshapes your inner world. As blocks dissolve and faith-infused action takes root, clarity replaces confusion, peace replaces anxiety, and confidence replaces doubt. You begin to see life through a lens of possibility rather than limitation. Every challenge becomes an opportunity, every decision a deliberate choice, and every day a canvas to create the life you are meant to live. In essence, the connection between faith, action, and real transformation is a sacred partnership. Faith fuels intention, action gives it form, and breaking internal blocks ensures nothing within obstructs the flow. Mastering this dynamic allows you to move with purpose, resilience, and insight, transforming every area of life, relationships, career, health, and inner peace into expressions of your highest potential. Life often unfolds in ways that are mysterious, unpredictable, and beyond our immediate control. Opportunities appear when we least expect them. Challenges arise without warning, and outcomes rarely align perfectly with our plans. It is in these moments of uncertainty that the concept of divine timing becomes crucial. Understanding divine timing is not about passivity. It is about recognizing the rhythm and flow of life and trusting that events unfold in alignment with a higher plan. Even when the logic of the moment eludes us, divine timing is the principle that everything in life happens at precisely the right moment for our growth, learning, and fulfillment. It is not early, not late, and never random. The universe, or the underlying intelligence that governs existence, orchestrates circumstances, encounters, and events in perfect alignment with what is needed for our highest good. This understanding allows us to release the pressure of forcing outcomes and instead develop a profound sense of trust. Trusting the unseen process means letting go of the illusion of complete control. While effort, action, and intention are vital, there are aspects of life that cannot be manufactured, manipulated, or rushed. Every delay, every pause, and every perceived setback is part of a larger rhythm designed to prepare us, strengthen us, or redirect us to the path that will serve us best. The art of patience, then, becomes a spiritual practice, an acknowledgement that what is meant for us will arrive when the timing is perfect. When we attempt to rush life or push against its natural flow, we often create resistance. We become frustrated, anxious, or disillusioned. Divine timing, however, teaches us that there is wisdom in waiting, preparation in pauses, and growth in moments of stillness. Life's delays are rarely wasted. They provide opportunities to develop patience, resilience, and insight. They often ensure that when blessings arrive, we are fully prepared to receive them. One of the most challenging aspects of trusting divine timing is surrendering our attachment to outcomes. We naturally want certainty, predictability, and speed. Yet, some of the most profound experiences in life, career breakthroughs, relationships, spiritual awakenings, cannot be rushed. By learning to trust the unseen process, we allow life to deliver results that are far richer, more complete, and more aligned with our purpose than anything we could have forced or planned. This trust is intertwined with faith in our journey. Even when we cannot see the path clearly, faith assures us that each step, challenge, or waiting period is purposeful. Faith transforms uncertainty into a sense of confidence and inner security. It allows us to move forward without being paralyzed by doubt or fear, knowing that the universe has its timing and that our growth and blessings are unfolding exactly as they should. Now, let's explore the second key principle, how inner change creates outer miracles and lasting peace. Many people look for transformation in the external world, better jobs, improved relationships, material success, but lasting fulfillment begins within. Inner change is the foundation for every meaningful shift in life. When your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions evolve, your external world begins to reflect that transformation naturally. Consider this principle carefully. The outer reality is often a mirror of the inner state. Fear produces limitation, doubt manifests as stagnation, and unresolved conflict creates turbulence in life. Conversely, cultivating clarity, love, compassion, and alignment within your inner world generates harmony, abundance, and opportunities externally. The miracles you seek in your life, joy, peace, success, and connection, are often the result of deliberate inner work rather than external manipulation. Inner change begins with self-awareness. By observing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment, you begin to identify patterns that may be holding you back. Awareness illuminates the areas where change is needed and empowers you to shift your energy, perspective, and choices. It is through this process that limitations dissolve, and the path toward meaningful transformation opens. Another essential aspect of inner change is emotional mastery. Emotions are powerful energies that shape how we perceive and interact with the world. By cultivating the ability to respond consciously, rather than react impulsively, you gain the power to direct your energy toward creation rather than destruction. Emotional mastery allows you to maintain calm in chaos, clarity in confusion, and positivity in adversity, laying the groundwork for miracles to emerge. Spiritual growth also plays a critical role in creating lasting peace. As you align with higher principles, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and integrity, you generate a resonance that attracts corresponding experiences. Life begins to respond to the frequency of your inner state. Miracles are no longer random events, they become a natural outcome of your alignment with universal truths. Patience is vital in this process. Just as divine timing governs the unfolding of external events, inner change unfolds gradually. Transformation is not instantaneous. It develops through consistent practice, reflection, and conscious effort. Small, deliberate actions, shifting a thought, responding with love, practicing gratitude, compound over time, gradually transforming the inner landscape and, consequently, the outer reality.